This video and Infinity Wars Classic are brought to you by our amazing Patreon supporters. Find out more at infinitywarsclassic.com and enjoy the video. 8 competitors step up to the challenge to prove they are the best at Infinity Wars Classic. One by one, they are eliminated until one of them is crowned the champion, also gaining the ultimate prize, food! This is Lightmare's Infinity Wars Classic internal tournament. In the last episode, we saw Agent Coil take the first win of the entire tournament. However, we still have plenty of rounds left to go in round 1. Let's see what happens next as we jump into our next game. And here we are, jumping into Cat versus Corey. Another great matchup, hopefully. Here we have the 2 COV, 1 Overseer of Solace build coming out from Cat, a Soldier of Solace, Thunder Apprentice, and Subjugated Dragon. Meanwhile, Corey going for Iberian, Hammer of Dawn, Succulus, Final Hammer, and Daod, Sage of Strength for 2 Flame Dawn, 1 DOD. Playing out some cards for some early aggression. We'll cut over to Cat's screen and... Okay. Alright, looks like Cat's screen didn't record properly, so we're just going to go from Corey's perspective for the rest of this game. Hopefully that isn't too big of a deal. Playing out some cards, trying to make things happen. Not sure what that last card was. Mystery card. Seems to have resolved. Vanguard Knight, Paladin of Flame Dawn, and Flame Dawn, not Footman. I'm not sure. Either way, there's a lot of charge and a lot of aggression coming out right now from Flame Dawn, something they're known for, something they do fantastically. And right now, with nothing but a Wealthy Noble on the field, Kate has a fair bit of strength in her potential to ramp, but she's on the back foot already. There's a lot of pressure building up. Corey looking at Succulus Final Hammer, does decide to go with him. Fast forward a little bit to see the reorganized zones. Is he gonna... Oh, no. He's just gonna undo all of that, throw down the Flame Ram. Not too bad of a decision in either way. That Flame Ram can do a lot to punish people who are lacking defenses, and right now, Kate is lacking in defenses. Perils of Command comes out. There goes Daod, Sage of Strength. You will be missed, dear friend. Kate getting taken down to 64 health right now. A lot of early damage. It's only turn 5 that we're starting up now, and there's already almost half of her health gone. Needs to try and get some defensive pressure coming out. The assassination there on the back line could be a decent-ish potential thing if she wants to stifle some control, but she needs to be able to get some beefy units out here that can defend. Ooh, speaking of, Shazarius the Cruel coming out could start absorbing some of those offenders. Does attack Corey for 0 damage with the Wealthy Noble. Not 100% sure how that goes. Flame Ram hits... not at all. So Flame Ram is supposed to deal a lot of damage if it attacks the fortress directly like it did. Interesting. I guess Corey's kind of realized that, you know, if that doesn't work, it's probably his fault, so he's moving on with the rest of the game. Considering throwing out Succulus, throws him into the defense zone, trying to get ready for Shazarius because he is a little bit scared of what's to come, and Fire Resolve goes and plays out as well, stopping some non-damage threats. No Death Rays or anything played by Kate, so it doesn't really matter that much. Succulus doing some damage to the face, Hellkeeper triggers, and a few defenders here being tanked up by Shazarius. One flyer does go overhead, a Flame Ram doesn't do anything. Shazarius still on the field. Okay, now we're in a position where there's a fair bit of extra defense and safety coming out, or about to come out from Kate. But here we have Iberian being played directly into the assault zone. It's very hard to remove Iberian from that assault zone once he's there. He does not take any damage and is immune to kill effects in the assault zone, so he's just going to keep pounding away, taking away resources one at a time. Guns of Goliath comes out. We're going to fast forward through that. Defender blocks off 14 damage pretty easily. 6 and 2, that's 8, do manage to get through. Shazari is taken down by Iberian. Some extra damage coming through. Kate now being left on 18 health. Needs to start defending here very heavily. Otherwise that Iberian is just going to overpressure her bit by bit. Defending the Iberian, trying to keep him safe. Does use a trading post to get another card as well. Corey's going to try and cinch out the last little bits of damage he needs to here. Is somewhat cautious and going to be throwing down a defending unit. Kate deciding not to move anything to the defense zone. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about that. Does make a new card in her hand though for later, but that doesn't really matter that much. Another 8 damage, another 3 damage. We're bringing Kate down to 7 health. Meanwhile, Corey is going to be put on 70 if my math is correct. Yep, quick maths. 70 health to 7. Kate needs to defend here. If she doesn't, this is her last chance. There's an Iberian coming. There's a bunch of extra Assault Zone peoples there as well. Firebolt can be used here to do some damage. Isn't going to destroy the Wealthy Noble. Is instead going to go and try and finish off the other guy, just because she can. The Grotesque Brute, I believe. I mean, that could be a potential good move if you think the game's only going to go for another 2 turns, but we should be pushing for the win here. Kate decides not to move anything to the defense zone. Is she trying to cinch out another 70 damage in a quick and easy? I'm not sure it 100% works that way. Meanwhile, Iberian going to take down the only defender. Succulus goes in, -1. That is the end of the game. Congratulations to Corey for winning that one. After conferring with a professional judge, which is basically just me putting on an accent, we decided to let that game actually be accepted for what it was, rather than force them to remake, as Caitlin's footage actually failed there. Because she ended up losing in the end, an elimination wouldn't be appropriate, and she wanted to concede anyway after she felt that she lost fair and square. So just like that, congratulations to Corey! The next match we have to look at now is Ruben Covington taking on Leaf. Jumping into Leaf versus Ruben. Ruben without a turn 1 play is just going to skip past. Looking at Leaf's startup lineup, he's got Airborne Scientist, Risen of Havarok, and Masked Initiate, meaning that he's actually got a 3-purity mix of Genesis Sleepers and COV. He's going to play out the Diseased Zombie. The targeting confused him a little bit. Yeah, he's just going to quickly read what he does. No, that's not how that works. Alright. Fair enough, he's tried, and he's decided to just skip past it. Not to worry. Wealthy Noble being played out, and turn instantly skipped. Ruben knows exactly what he needs to do and when. Scouting Zone coming out from Leaf as well. Basic first little bit of damage, drawn by Leaf. Now with 4 resources on the board, Ruben has a little bit more extra power to work with, and plenty of Lightning Blasts in hand, as well as the Thunder Apprentice. Decides he's going to play him? Yep, goes with it. Thunder Apprentice and Lightning Blast do work well, even just thematically, just makes everything feel real nice, look real nice. Demon Hunter to be played out. Not a whole lot of demons in the Cult of Raw deck, but it's a decent card just to have as a flex option. And not too bad of a face runner if you decide to go with that as well. Shrazius the Cruel, super powerful for a 4 cost, but does come at a cost you don't necessarily pay with resources. Demon Hunter going to Assault Zone. Thunder Apprentice going Assault Zone as well. Infectious Transfusion could be a good option here. And the Vero Death Worshipper is also played out. We'll see how this all resolves. Big buff coming through. 11 damage now going to go directly onto Leaf. And another 6 brings him down to 83. Leaf gets a little bit of damage in return, bringing Ruben down to 90. Shrazius now in the Assault Zone. Firebolt coming out. He's going to look for the Death Worshipper, not too bad. Something I do want to quickly point out, by the way, Shrazius actually managed to snipe out the Wealthy Noble in the back line with his passive effect. Meanwhile, Ruben, considering a letter, could potentially draw out some additional resources. Firebolt comes down, doesn't quite finish off the Death Worshipper. 2 attacks come through onto a letter, she goes down. But that is a fair bit of face damage saved there, so not too bad of a trade overall. Alright, so at the moment the board's looking pretty strong-ish for Leaf. He is running low on hand resources, but you know, there is a lot of power coming from just having that board presence. That Shrazius is going to be a threat if he leaves them be. Does get eaten by zombies coming out from Ruben here. Another 7 damage. Bop, directly in the face. So even though Leaf is behind at the moment, he's not behind by that much, all things considered. Ruben looking for what he can do. Dual Lightning Blasts might be a good decision. He's also going to play out the Vero Brute as well. Meanwhile, Leaf looking to get some flying damage down, and that untargetable card is also a bit of a headache to get rid of. You've got to find something with flying or reach. You're not really getting rid of it otherwise. Turn resolves. IWC Explore triggering off. Lightning blasts coming through thick and fast. 7-8 down to 7-4 down to dead. Easy 10 damage coming out from Leaf. We'll see what he can do next. Defensive Death Worshipper is looking at the poison. Could be a good idea to throw the poison down on Hakim if he decides. Let's see what he goes with. Oh, he is going to... Oh, no, he is going to choose Hakim. Not a bad play. And the giant flying unit comes out as well. Looking at the Calamity, he's not going to be able to play that for a couple of turns. We'll see how Ruben responds. The Royal Brute coming through onto the Assault Zone. Does have 8 resources, plenty he can do here. Ooh, the Hakim actually coming out. Might be a good choice. It is going to get poisoned, so we'll see just how far that goes. And, whoop, alright. We have entered into a bugged state, unfortunately. This does happen from time to time in pre-alpha gameplay. So the game's just going to keep resolving out, and... oh, it's not even going to finish. It's just straight up going to crash. Alright. I'm going to quickly check with the players and see exactly what's gone down and report back to you in just a moment. Alright, so after conferring with the players, it turns out that that was actually their 3rd game, and they had been having recording problems and crashes relating to 2 very specific cards that were bugged in the current version of the game that they were playing on. However, because Ruben was actually winning in all 3 of those games, and quite convincingly, Leaf has decided to respectfully bow out and concede that Ruben is the better player. Considering that Ruben's worked on the game for 3 years and Leaf is a relatively new intern that's only been on for a couple of weeks, I feel as if this was a David and Goliath match, and while it's unfortunate that he had to lose in such a glitchy manner, I'm just glad that he showed up and did his best. So all the respect to Leaf, and congratulations to Ruben for moving on into the semi-finals. Tune in next time to see Nate vs Nadine and a brief interview with all of the winning players. See you there! Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Another thank you to our Patreon supporters, including Apollo P, Arcadian Adventure, David S, Dylan M, Helbin, Callie H, Matthew S, Neon725, Nicholas C, Parker Benjamins, and everybody else. Lots of love, and we'll see you all in the next video.